And that's our goal today. And with that,
And then we will have Miss Jolie, if you don't mind a few words, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Standing here at the center of our nation's power, I can think only of everyone who's been made to feel powerless by their abusers, by a system that failed to protect them. Parents whose children have been murdered by an abusive partner, women who suffered domestic violence yet are not believed, children who've suffered life-altering trauma and post-traumatic stress at the hands of people closest to them. Anyone who's been in those situations will tell you just how far they feel from the power concentrated here in this building. The power to pass laws that might have prevented their pain in the first place. The reason that many people struggle to leave abusive situations is that they've been made to feel worthless. When there is silence from a Congress too busy to renew the Violence Against Women Act for a decade, it reinforces that sense of worthlessness. You think, I guess my abuser's right. I guess I'm not worth very much. That's why passing this law is one of the most important votes you as senators will cast this year. The ugly truth is that violence in homes is normalized in our country. Between 4 and 7 children die daily in America from child abuse and neglect, and 800 children have been murdered by a separating parent since 2008. The idea of sovereignty of a family home is being used to abuse the members within it. But victims of abuse in this country who deserve consideration and respect and attention of Congress as much, if not more, than any other crisis we face. As survivors of abuse know all too well, victims of our failed systems are not allowed to be angry. You're supposed to be calm and patient and ask nicely. But you try staying calm when it's as if someone is holding your head underwater and you're drowning. Try to stay calm when you're witnessing someone you love being harmed. Try to stay calm if after you were strangled and you find the courage to come forward, you discover that your chances of proving the abuse are now gone because no one took into account the different ways bruising presents on black and brown skin, and they failed to check properly for signs of injury. I am in awe of the parents who, after the murder of their children, have fought to change the law to protect the next child. Parents like Anna Estevez, mother of Piki, Kathy Sherlock, mother of Caden. Even though that means reliving every day the horror and pain and loss, and remembering how they begged for help to protect their child and were belittled and ignored. There are people in this room who have suffered abuse and been denied justice, but have worked for years to ensure that this VAWA reauthorization achieves certain basic protections that no survivor should have to ask for, like Caden's Law, or funding for non-racially biased forensic evidence collection, or the jurisdiction to prosecute non-Indian perpetrators of sexual assault, child abuse, and sex trafficking on tribal land. These protections are urgently needed, so I repeat, this is one of the most important votes you will cast this year in the Senate. I'm very grateful to the National Task Force to End Sexual Violence and Domestic Violence, and its many members and advocates, including Rachel, Karma, Carrie, Kelby, Condencia, and many others, for all they have done to advance survivor voices and legal protection. I am grateful to Senators Durbin, Ernst, Feinstein, and Murkowski for their leadership on this issue and for inviting me to speak. And most of all, I want to acknowledge the children who are terrified and suffering at this moment, and the many people for whom this legislation comes too late. The women who have suffered through this system with little or no support, who still carry the pain and trauma of their abuse, the young adults who have survived abuse and emerged stronger, not because of the child protective system, but despite it, and the women and children who have died, who could have been saved. Thank you.